Good afternoon, and thanks for this opportunity to speak and to present my research. I'm Gianni, and I'm a student, and this work constitutes my master's thesis. I'd like to express my gratitude to supervisor, that is Gianluca Argentin, and our research delves into teacher instability and inequalities in student learning. We will be showcasing new evidence derived from INVALSI data spanning from 2017 to 2022. Let's begin. This is overview, and this is the objective. This is the first objective of this study, and we created a great data set, and it's ready to other future analysis. In this phase, in this first phase, our focus was to examine, to investigate how unstable teachers of Italian and mathematics are distributed in the schools, and what trends emerge from this distribution, and does this allocation reveal any form of inequality. The focus of inequality is important. Is teacher-student matching a factor in the reproduction of inequality? And this field of studies were done at first in America. This is because there are data, and also there is a problem of inequality. This study has shown that some characteristics of teachers are concentrated in schools with predominantly white adults, high social background, and higher standardized test scores. This characteristic is, for example, the work contract, the seniority, university degree, and continuing education. The evidence shows that there is an issue of inequality. And what about Italy? There is a relevant difference between the school system, American school system, and Italian school system. And Italian school system is a centralized and is a public system, and this should eliminate equity problems. But the evidence say that it's not right. There are some different factors that carries an issue of inequity and create difference in the quality of education, and offered by different schools and different geographic area. Teacher turnover represents a significant factor of this inequity. Teacher moves to location where students coming from a higher social background. The evidence show that teachers with the least desirable traits seem assigned to classes of low background students. So in this context, we create a large data set that is a normalization of INVALSI data over several years. We use INVALSI data because are the best available source that can link student data and with teacher data, and because provide the opportunity to analyze a large sample of data. There is a limit in this search, that is the response rates to the teacher's questionnaire do not reflect the complete teacher population. It's possible that there is an undersize of phenomenon. There are we use for indication for the realization of a sample. The first is the recent year, the second is consequential year, and third and fourth is speak about a problem that is the COVID-19, and so then in the school year 2019-2020 there aren't INVALSI tests, and also there aren't INVALSI tests for grade 10 of year 2020-2021. So this is the sample. We have for here 18, 19, 21, 22. And for each year we have the grades 2, 5, 8, and 10. So primary school and secondary school. This is the large sample size and the quantity. We have more than 18,000 teachers or mathematics or Italian, and also we have connected this with 340,000 students. To clarify certain knowns of the phenomenon, we create different variables to show different types of teacher, each with their own characteristic. We create two group of variables. This is the first and this is the second. The first is 4 and all are dichotomicous variable. The first is substitute. A substitute teacher is one who does not have a permanent contract. And the second is neo-arrival. A neo-arrival teacher is defined as someone who has been in the institution where they currently teach for a year or less. Precarious is a combination between substitute and neo-arrival. And finally, we have rooted. Rooted teacher is a teacher that have a permanent teacher, a permanent contract, and also has been in the same institute where he been teaching for at least 4 years. In the second group of variables that we define, we have double rooted and double uprooted. There are dichotomicous variables. Double rooted is a situation in which a student has two rooted teachers for Italian and mathematics. And the second is double uprooted, that is the opposite situation in which a student has two uprooted teachers, one for Italian and one for math. And also we create an index, is a precariousness index, to represent the amount of a student's misfortune. Research questions are 4. The first is about the intensity of phenomenon, and there is a change between this phenomenon if we consider one definition or another definition. The second research question is the evolution over the time about this phenomenon. And the third is association with student socioeconomic background, and the fourth is association with migration background of students. We create logic models, and this is the example of the logic model that we use. There is an interaction between, for example, quintiles, ES, CS with grade, and origin with grade. We present 4 kinds of results, one for each research question. For the first research question, we have the quantity of this phenomenon, and we analyze substitute, neo-arrival, precarious, and no-rooted. No-rooted is the opposite of rooted. And so he speaks about the turnover, that is a factor that is very present in Italian school system. You can see that the percentage of grade 2 is until 10% for substitute, arrival, and precarious. And for no-rooted, there is a percentage of 25 for math and 22 for Italian. The trend is similar for grade 5, and there is a better situation because the percentage is around 5% for substitute, arrival, precarious. Grade 8 is similar for Italian, but is not similar for math. In math, we have a worse situation because the percentage is 15% for substitute, arrival, and for no-rooted we arrive until 35%. Grade 10, we have an increase of this percentage similar to math for grade 8, and we can see that for no-rooted teacher we have the percentage of until 40%. Double-rooted, we can see that probability that is present, more present, he is in grade 5. And for double uprooted, the worst situation is present in grade 10. So this is the fourth result. The second result for the second research question is the evolution over time. And we can see that, the first evidence is that there is an increase during the time from 2018 and 2022. And the second is that the increase, if you can see the graph of precariousness index, you can see that the increase is more in grade 10 and grade 8 respectively, the grade 2 and 5. There is a situation, there is an increase of 10 point percentage in 4 years. The third research question is the association with socioeconomic background. So we use ESCS and we create quintiles of ESCS, and you can see that there is the decrease during the quintiles of ESCS, and there is 1, 2, 3 point of difference. The most important difference is present in precarious, and also is present in the first part of the students, so situated between the first quintiles and the second quintiles. You can see in precariousness index that there is this decrease, and the most important decrease is situated in the fourth and second quintiles, and also a bit in between the 4 and 5 quintiles of ESCS. We also analyze for ESCS the situation for grade. There is not grade 2 because there isn't the ESCS variable for grade 2 in INVALSI data. You can see that there is not association for grade 5, so the association is only present for grade 8 and grade 10. Also in the precariousness index, so in the last graph, you can see that there is not this association for grade 5, and the most association is present in the grade 10. The last question, the last research question is the association with migration background students. You can see that there is a increase between native and fourth generation foreign student, and there is a logical degree, a logical decline between the first generation and second generation foreign. Is similar to is 3, 4, 5% of this difference. Also for this field, we can try to analyze the grade, and you can see that there is no association in the grade 2, 5, and a little for 8, but is not present for 8, and so the marked effect of this association is present in the grade You can see in the precariousness index that graph that there is an increase in grade 10, and there is a decrease between first generation and second generation. I think that I don't. Moment. So this is the preliminary conclusion. And the first is that teacher instability is a multidimensional phenomenon, and its intensity varies according to definition. We can see that there is a very important factor that is turnover in current school system. And the second preliminary conclusion is a tendency to increase over time from 2018 to 2022. Also, there is a concentration in the upper school grades, grade 10 and also grade 8 for mathematics. I don't I don't speak about the difference between Italian and mathematics, but mathematics have a worse percentage of phenomenon respect compared to Italian. And this is evident in grade 8. And also the inequalities in the association with socioeconomic background. There is a protection against the phenomenon as the SCS increases. It is modest in absolute term, but large in relative terms. And respect to the migration background, there is no market differentiation for grade 2, 5, and 8, but there is an association with migration background in the grade 10. The next step that we can do is not only individual data, but also observe the phenomenon also by class composition. And the second step is to estimate the effect of teacher instability on student learning. Thanks for